Hey ladies and gents, we're back with some Avorion, and we're still playing early game. I'm still trying to pick up some of my enough material for building up my next ship. However, we're going to talk about making some money and all that kind of stuff, which is this little shenanigans right here. We have a pirates attacking this system. Now, if you intercede on the side of the faction that's living here, for example, this one right here, you will get a little bit of cash and turrets. Now, all I did was just hit him. That's all you have to do. The defense will, of course, destroy them. And what we're doing here is trying to pick up some pieces from whatever the wreckage left. And you also see that I also got a transporter software, and I improved my relations, and I got cash. I didn't get into a fight. All I did was hit one of those pirates, and you'll see down here, thank you for defeating those pirates. So they gave me a cash reward, either a system or a turret. And all I did was hit one ship. I didn't get into a fight. I didn't stay to get. This is an easy way to pick up cash relatively easily. And I also get to salvage whatever's left of the area, which looks to be at least one blue system. So we're going to roll over here and we're going to pick up this blue system. It's an easy way of picking up cash, turrets, and you improve the relationship of... There we go, we got an R salvaging turn, which is a titanium. That is a really nice turn starting out. So we're still relatively early in the game. Sorry, it's been a little bit. I've been busy, so I haven't been able to get back to this from the beginning, part 2. But yeah, easy way to pick up cash is you wait till the pirates jump into a system that has, for example, these frigates here. Run over, put one shot into the pirates, back off, don't stay in the fight, don't lose your ship in damage, and you'll get rewarded for your time and effort. Real simple, real simple. So since we're here, we're also going to talk about a couple other things. We are going to jump back. Where is it at? Is it this system that we're in? Yep. This system has a wormhole. These are great later on, and when you get enough weapons and materials, this system either is going to take you all the way up here, or it's going to take you all the way across the map. And now it's looking like it might take you all the way across the map, or might jump you ahead. I generally spend a little bit of time building a pretty good sized ship before I get carried away with going any further, and I do a lot of exploring. I like to explore the systems around me to find certain things that help me along my journey. This is one of them. Now, we don't necessarily know what's on the other side of that wormhole, and since this is a relatively protected area because we have friendly, neutral Commonwealth frigates and stuff, I don't have a problem leaving my ship here. However, I don't know what's on the other side of that wormhole. Typically in the old games there was usually nothing on the other side, but we're going to be able to play it a little more cautious, and what we're going to use is our probe. Our probe is not just for mining materials, they're also for checking sectors, especially if I don't want to get into something here. So we're going to get relatively close to that, and we're going to jump out into our probe, and we're going to use our probe. We're going to leave our ship here, and we're going to use our probe to go through that wormhole to see where it goes. We use the probe quite often to check sectors, if there's pirates in there earlier and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to jump through the wormhole, go to the other side, and see what's on the other side. I'm not going to take the chance of losing my... Ooh, another wormhole. So what do we got? Looks like a nice jump towards center. This will give me... This is a pretty decent wormhole. It's gotten me quite a ways up further. I'm not ready to go up into this area yet. I want to finish building my bigger titanium ship, but at least we know what this wormhole does, so it's going to be a little bit easier. So I picked up, and there's also another wormhole. Go back the other direction. Looks to be some more... Yep, same guys. So let's get back. We'll head back to that other area and jump into our ship again. So we know where that's at. That's going to get us further into our... I'm not going to have... I have the ability to use the wormhole. And this is about the whole thing about exploring and spending the time just to do a little bit of this real simple stuff, like I said. So we already have a somewhat of a clear path to that other section. The second thing part about this system, and this is about the whole exploring thing, is mega asteroids. You will find these that pop up quite often, and what they are super large asteroids. Either they're all the way through the whole game. You will find them in systems. For example, this one is a titanium one, and I'll show you when we get relatively close how exactly large it is. It's a massive chunk of titanium. This is a good place to drop, if you have an automated mining. I just don't have the stuff right now to do it. But that big chunk of titanium right there, and you can see by its size, probably has enough titanium in it to get me to my next ship. And I'll come back and mine the hell out of it. And you'll find these, and they'll be varying sizes all over the place. But it's something to be watchful when you go to system, that you'll find these mega asteroids. And this is just a one-stop dump for and I do have the turrets for it right now. I have some. I bought one of these off of. I do have a mining turret that's got a 70%, and this will be great when I decide to mine that. Once I get a bigger ship and I'm able to transport with the cargo and all that kind of stuff, I will get 70% of that asteroid. But it's something, of course, you want to mark on your map. You're going to go over to Galaxy here. You're going to add a note, and I usually just put mega. We won't call them. We won't call them. I was going to say mega tits, but we'll just call it mega titanium. So it's marked there when I'm ready. Excuse me, to come back here and start mining this system. But it's something that make sure you mark it. It's always something to be lookout here. Now, then there's also a fair amount of other titanium here I'm going to have to start mining to try to get to my next ship. The next little tidbit, and I found these three clustered right here, which are worked out perfect for the video, of course, is the now this system right here. You'll find these systems, and what they are is they had a bunch of what they call a mining ship system. They're off of the normal gate system, and what they are is they usually have a huge amount of asteroids, and they'll have some mining ships from the faction in it, usually 3 mining ships. But what's great about those systems is they usually have claimable asteroids, and they have secret stashes and traveler stashes. So they are loaded full of turrets, cash. They are great systems to find, and it's something to remember. There's a possibility that this one right here might be another mining system. We're going to jump back to there. I had to jump out of there because the pirates showed up, and the pirates were way too powerful for me to deal with. And then we're not going to jump back with our ship. Of course, we're going to use our probe. Once again, they should be vacating that area eventually. They don't stick around normally. They don't stick around normally now that they've changed that. They used to just stay in there. So we're going to jump back and see if the coast is clear. Oops, did I pick up the wrong spot? Yeah, I did. Oops. We're going to jump back to that sector. We're going to, like I said, we're not going to take our chance with our ship. We're going to use our probe. Always remember to use your probe to jump in and out. So hopefully, nope, he's still here. But the Zotan showed up. So even better yet, I want to come back to this system because it has claimable asteroids in it, and it also has secret stashes and stuff. This is a loaded system, and it's also a great system to mine out of. Now, the mining ships that were in here already jumped out, but typically there's at least 3 possible miners here. So these guys are going to get into a fight, and I don't think the Zotan's going to be able to destroy them. Looks like these guys are very powerful. This one is firing torpedoes already at this level, so we might not be able to get back into this system quite yet. These Zotans look like they're pretty weak. We'll watch the fight, but we're gonna make sure I forgot when I jumped in. Make sure you always enter the coordinates so you have a place to jump in case you want. Let's see if they end up blowing these guys up. I actually might have to wait a little longer here. And what is that? Is that one of those? Is that no, it's just wreckage. Alright, so these guys are going to fight it out. Doesn't look like the Zotan is going to win or clear this sector for me. 63%. That's the one that's really the tough raider. He is the one right now I don't want to deal with because he's loaded with torpedoes. They've destroyed him. They got a bandit here. Is there a chance they're going to come after me? Probably. Or maybe they're going to run away. No, they're going to go chase him. I really want these guys to leave because I want to come back to this sector. With these mining ship sectors, I've already picked up a traveler stash and a secret stash in here with about 100,000 and 2 or 3 systems and a couple of turrets. However, there's a claimable asteroid in here as well, and there's probably anywhere between 1 to 5 possible claimable, 5 possible secret stashes or traveler stashes in these kind of sectors. So I really wish these guys would leave or get blown up, and I could possibly come back and do something about it. However, yeah, they're just gonna, they want to kill me. That's alright. Let's get out of here. But once again, use your probe to jump in and check these sectors. It was unfortunate I wasn't able to get everything claimed before I got here. But yeah, so we'll jump back into the sector here where we had my ship. My ship's still there. And we're going to use the probe once again. There is another system down here to the bottom. I believe. No, apparently not. That was the other system right there. It has a smuggler hideout in it. That smuggler hideout also, of course, has typically has secret stashes in it as well if you pay attention. I was going to hopefully be able to show you that, but these guys are not leaving like they normally do. So let's jump in. Let's jump back into our ship and do a little bit more exploring. Yeah, we're going to come back and mine that guy a little bit later here. We're just making a little bit of video. I didn't want to show you guys the whole mining process. Ah, there we go. There's the unknown signature. Can't see it with the probe. So we're going to jump into that with our probe. I keep forgetting that doesn't always have the same system. So we're going to enter the coordinates with our probe, and we're going to jump in there and take a look at that. See what's in there. Hopefully it's probably got some claimable asteroids. There might be some other stuff that's usable, but we're going to jump in here. So we have, there is our shipyard. There is nothing here but wreckage. There is no asteroid fields. Nothing. So we're not really out anything. And we're just going to have to jump back. Yeah, so what is in there? Just the red area. Let's jump down there to the next energy source here, and we'll check that out. There's like it's just an easier way of not using, and especially if you have a long cooldown on your ship and you're waiting for it to cool down. Jump in danger. Your ship's not in danger. You can always jump back. So we've jumped in here, and this is another. Did I get lucky? Did I hit another mining one? I bet I did. Looks to be. Oh, yeah, it looks like it's another mining sector, because there's a claimable asteroid. These are what, like I said, these are what you're looking for. So there's 2 there. Is there a third one? And I bet there's probably at least. Hey, so I did get lucky. There is a. Looks to be another mining sector. So there's probably these mining sectors are really nice because there's there's a ton of mineable asteroids, and there is claimable asteroids. So we're going to jump back to our ship, and we're gonna come here. And those are what I was talking about. They're not on the main, and they're usually, for the most part, loaded with asteroids. So there's 2,000 asteroids, and there is probably going to be a ton of at least one claimable asteroid, sometimes more. And there's probably a good chance we're going to find some traveler stash. I was going to get to the next ship before I start moving around a whole bunch here. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up the claimable asteroids right off the bat, and then we're going to start looking for those. Looks to be maybe even more than possibly one claimable asteroid. We'll pick him up first. So what we're looking for is when we get into these kind of systems. Yep, it's a miner system. That's what we're looking for. It's going to have a couple miners in them. But yeah, these are the systems that you really want to find. They're going to be friendly, so when you jump in, you're not worried about to get attacked. But they're going to have a ton of stuff like claimable asteroids, and of course, these secret stashes here. And we're going to see if we can find some. There's usually at least one in here, and I'm not going to make sure say that's a absolute positive. But for the most part, they're usually quite often you find them here. So we're going to pick up another one. And now, do I take the less money? I need more cash. I'll take the cash before I worry about that kind of stuff. So the secret stashes are usually found in clusters of asteroids. We're going to look for, let's pull out here. Alright, so there was one claimable asteroid. This is a ton, good place to drop a mining ship or automated mining ship. We're going to pull it out so we can look. So there's a cluster off here closest to me that's probably got something in it. And is there possible? I don't see any more claimable asteroids. Like I said, pull it back out. But there is that cluster over there. It's far enough away, and there's I hate these systems that are so clouded up. So let's pick up an asteroid. It's going to give me the distance where I got to travel to. And then we're going to start searching through this is where the object detector comes into play. Obviously, if you don't have one, you can still find these things. With object detector, of course, makes this much easier because then you at least know where it's at. Body armor here. I don't think I found any place that sells body armor, and I don't want to buy it from the trading post. Alright, let's take a gander here. Hopefully maybe there is one in here. Oh, there it is. Secret stash. And there could possibly, like I said, be up to 5 of them in here. But it's just something you have to look through. And like I said, there's another cluster right there. There might be possibly one there. If you pull out, you'll look at these there's a cluster down there. There's very possibly there could be one there as well. So it's just something to remember when you're looking through these systems and you're doing your explorings. Don't just pass them up. These things usually have around 40,000 credits, sometimes less depending on what level you're playing at. But there's always something good in them. So I get a quad bolter, and I get 45,000 credits plus a chain gun, and a quad bolter with 25. Not a bad deal. Most likely there's probably at least a couple more in here, and I'll have to explore through here to find them. And once again, oh, there's one way over there. I bet there's probably one over that 67 kilometers away. But this is, if you're going to do automated mining right off the bat with automated miners, this is the place to drop one in. There's a ton of mineable asteroids, like I said, with over 2,000 asteroids. But for the most part, jump in here, pick up the free shit, pick up the cash, pick up the turrets and the systems, and it goes a long ways to getting you toward being literally more than just a flying, box. So with that said, guys, I'm going to let you go, and we'll talk to you later.